Robert Redford, born Charles Robert Redford Jr. on August 18, 1936, in Santa Monica, California, rose to become one of the most celebrated figures in American cinema, his career stretching across more than 6 decades. He was admired not only as a magnetic actor with golden-haired charm, but also as a director, producer, environmental activist, and cultural icon who used his platform to champion independent film and meaningful causes. When he passed away on September 16, 2025, at the age of 89, the world remembered him as a man who had transcended the trappings of stardom to leave a mark that extended far beyond Hollywood. At the time of his death, his fortune was estimated at $200 million, a testament to his work in film, endorsements, and business ventures. Redford's ancestry was rooted in Irish, Scottish, and English heritage. His father, Charles Sr., was an accountant, while his mother, Martha, came from Texas. He grew up in Van Nuys, California, in a suburban setting, though frequent trips to his grandfather's home in Austin, Texas, sparked his lifelong love of open spaces and nature. His youth was marked by both normalcy and challenge. At the age of 11, he contracted a mild case of polio, and throughout his school years he showed little interest in academics, preferring athletics and drawing. At Van Nuys High School, where he was a classmate of future baseball star Don Drysdale, Redford stood out more on the tennis courts than in the classroom. He graduated in 1954 and went on to attend the University of Colorado at Boulder, where he joined a fraternity and embraced the life of a student. But his time there was short-lived. Alcohol abuse cost him his scholarship and led to his expulsion. Restless and searching for direction, he traveled through Europe, soaking up art, culture, and new perspectives in France, Spain, and Italy. Upon returning to the United States, Redford pursued painting at the Pratt Institute in Brooklyn before turning his attention to acting at the American Academy of Dramatic Arts in New York. His efforts soon bore fruit. By 1959, he was performing on Broadway in productions like Tall Story and Sunday in New York. Television roles soon followed, with appearances in The Twilight Zone, Alfred Hitchcock Presents, and Perry Mason, where his striking presence began to capture wider attention. His big break came in 1963 when he starred in Neil Simon's Barefoot in the Park, playing the buttoned-up husband opposite Elizabeth Ashley. The play's success marked him as a leading man, and Hollywood soon beckoned. His film debut came with War Hunt, 1962, followed by Inside Daisy Clover, 1965, which won him a Golden Globe as the most promising newcomer. His image as the quintessential all-American star was sealed with roles alongside Natalie Wood and Jane Fonda, though he often resisted the confines of such typecasting. The defining moment of Redford's acting career came in 1969 with Butch Cassidy and The Sundance Kid. Starring alongside Paul Newman as The Sundance Kid, his charm and cool charisma made him a household name. The chemistry between Redford and Newman proved so irresistible that the duo reunited in The Sting, 1973, which won Best Picture and earned Redford an Academy Award nomination for Best Actor. Throughout the 1970s, he continued his rise with films like Jeremiah Johnson, The Way We Were with Barbra Streisand, 3 Days of the Condor, and All the President's Men, where he portrayed journalist Bob Woodward in the retelling of Watergate. These roles reflected his appetite for both artistic depth and socially relevant storytelling. By 1980, Redford had shifted behind the camera. His directorial debut, Ordinary People, told the story of a family shattered by grief and earned widespread acclaim. The film won 4 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, and Redford himself took home the Oscar for Best Director. His sensitive approach to the material and his ability to guide actors to remarkable performances established him as a director of substance. Over the years, Redford continued to direct thoughtful, character-driven films such as A River Runs Through It, 1992, Quiz Show, 1994, and The Horse Whisperer, 1998. Simultaneously, he remained a formidable actor, appearing in classics like Out of Africa with Meryl Streep, the baseball drama The Natural, and thrillers such as Sneakers. Yet his greatest contribution to film may well have been the founding of the Sundance Institute and Film Festival in the early 1980s. Purchasing land in Utah, which he named after his most iconic role, Redford created a haven for independent filmmakers. What began as a modest project evolved into America's premier platform for independent cinema, launching the careers of countless filmmakers and reshaping the industry. Redford also used his influence to advocate for causes close to his heart. He was a passionate supporter of environmental protection, Native American rights, LGBTQ rights, and freedom of artistic expression. His activism earned him numerous honors, including the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2016 from Barack Obama and the Kennedy Center Honors in 2005. These accolades reflected not only his contributions to cinema, but also his broader impact on culture and society. In his later career, he continued to choose challenging and varied roles. His nearly wordless performance in All Is Lost, 2013, where he played a lone sailor battling the sea, drew critical praise. He stepped into the Marvel Universe as Alexander Pierce in Captain America, The Winter Soldier and Avengers, Endgame. His final starring role, The Old Man and the Gun, 2018, saw him as an aging bank robber, a poetic farewell to the screen. Outside of his professional life, Redford's personal journey was marked by both love and loss. In 1958, he married historian Lola Van Wagenen, and together they had 4 children. Their first son, Scott, died as an infant, a tragedy that deeply affected Redford throughout his life. Their daughter Shauna pursued painting. James became a writer and producer before his untimely death in 2020, and their youngest, Amy, carved her own path as an actress and director. Redford cherished his role as a father and grandfather, valuing family even amid his busy career. Though his marriage to Lola ended after decades together, they shared a deep bond. In 2009, he married German artist Sibylle Sagers, with whom he had been in a long relationship. The couple made their home in Sundance, Utah, where Redford enjoyed the natural landscapes that had inspired him since his youth. This second marriage brought him peace and companionship in his later years. When Redford died at 89, the world responded with an outpouring of tributes. Jane Fonda, his longtime co-star, described him as a beautiful soul who represented the best of America. Meryl Streep mourned the loss of one of the lions. Politicians, fellow actors, and filmmakers remembered him not just for his artistry, but for his principles and humanity. Robert Redford's legacy is vast and enduring. He was a defining screen presence of the 20th century, a director of great sensitivity, and the driving force behind the most important independent film festival in the United States. Beyond cinema, he was a citizen who used his voice to stand for the environment, equality, and creative freedom. His life embodied creativity, conviction, and compassion, leaving behind a story that will continue to inspire for generations to come. And with that, thanks for watching, share with friends, and please subscribe for more videos.